What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good today. So as of the time I'm making this video, Memorial Day was yesterday. Definitely had a good Memorial Day weekend. It was a fun one to remember, but also kind of depressing as well, because Memorial Day is kind of a big deal. Well, not kind of, it is a big deal to my family and I, because we've had lots of family and other loved ones that have fought and died for this country. And I had a grandfather that served in the Navy in the past, and he passed away almost 4 years ago, the day before my birthday. His name was Robert Ferguson. And I am thankful that he fought for this country. He was a good man. So anyways, with that out of the way, so, you guys been hearing about this mass shooting that happened at a school in Uvalde, Texas. And, first and foremost, I am still praying for all the victims, all the family and friends of those people who are going through such a hard time from that tragedy right now. It's messed up, and my heart aches for those people. I will say that right now, I was in tears when I heard about that mass shooting, because I got 3 nieces and a nephew and a stepsister that's 11 years old, getting ready to go into middle school. And let me tell you, hearing things like that happen to kids, it's just messed up. It really is. So like I said, as somebody that's an uncle to 3 nieces and a nephew and an older brother to an 11-year-old, I am still praying for those people. My heart does go out to them. With that being said, so this was brought to my attention about a few days after the mass shooting happened. And, former President Barack Obama decided to go on Twitter and say something along the lines of, while we are thinking of the people in Uvalde, Texas, we should also take time to remember 2 years ago that George Floyd was killed by a police officer. Really, dude? Now look, before I say what I have to say, I will say this right now. Do I think the death of George Floyd was tragic? Absolutely. Do I think the cop that killed him is a complete piece of shit? Absolutely. Do I think that cop that killed him deserves each and every consequence that he has coming? Absolutely. I will not lie. Yes, his death was tragic. I will not disagree with that. I've said that in many other videos that I've done. But to sit there and say that we need to focus on a tragedy that wasn't even as big as what happened in Uvalde, Texas, is completely messed up. Look, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I will respect that. For me, I don't let politics get in the way of everything in my life. But the fact that Obama said that, and that, considering a lot of people are sticking up for him for saying that, it's just really messed up. Let that be Donald Trump, saying something like that. If it were Trump talking about how, while we're thinking about a certain tragedy, we should also be thinking about this and that, how badly people would be criticizing him for it? How badly the media would be bashing him for it? I hate to say this, but no. I'm not going to worry about something that happened 2 fucking years ago. I know this is probably going to piss a lot of people off for saying this, but you know what? I'll say it right now. I'm not going to sit here and worry about a tragedy that didn't affect me personally, especially if I didn't know the guy too well or if I wasn't related to him in some way. And for those of you that are getting butthurt and saying things like, oh, I can't believe this happened to him. Why does this have to happen? Unless if either one, you went to school with the dude, were a family or a friend of some sort of him, you need to move the fuck on. The cop that killed him was arrested, and his family did get justice. Was I upset about what happened with George Floyd? Yes. I've said that before, and I'll say that again. But, you know, I've also said this in one of my previous videos, and I'll say this again. Everybody is glorifying George Floyd like he was some sort of god or some sort of superhero, when really he wasn't either one of those things. And he wasn't a good human being either. He was a career criminal. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. Oh, well, just because he's a criminal, it doesn't mean he deserved to die. Yada, 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 yada. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Your opinion does not matter to me. And to the people who are saying that, aren't you the same people that think it's funny when a cop is shot and killed, or, you know, gets hurt in some way? Just my question. Yes, I'll say this right now. Nobody should ever have to die all because of a lifestyle they live, okay? I will agree with that. You know, I am a God-fearing man, you know. I would never wish anything bad to happen to anybody, regardless of how I feel about them. But for some people out there, you know, if you're going to live your life the bad way and do all sorts of bad things, karma will eventually get to you. And whether if it be you get seriously hurt, or if you get killed some way. And I'm not saying I want that to happen, but for some people that do a lot of bad things in their life and they end up not changing and something bad ends up happening to them, that's just how it goes. Now back to the whole Uvalde school shooting thing that's going on. So, you know, the fact that Obama even had the nerve to say that we need to think back on what happened to George Floyd, when really we should be thinking about what happened at that elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. He is a complete idiot for saying what he said. Yes, the death of George Floyd was tragic. But the mass shooting that happened in Uvalde, Texas was way worse. Do I need to tell you how many people died from that mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas? Not to mention, most of them were kids. How about we quit acting like something that was smaller was way worse than a bigger tragedy? Again, we can have our opinions. And I mean, I guess if you really want to think about what happened to George Floyd, then, you know, whatever. So be it then. I have no control over your opinion. But don't expect people like me, or people that have lost their loved one in that mass shooting, to bend over backwards and sit there and think about something that could have been easily prevented in Minneapolis. Alright, I apologize about the location change. I just got home and I had some things I had to take care of. Well, that's really all I gotta say for this video before I make this video way longer than it should be. Barack Obama, you're probably never going to see this video, and I really don't care either way. That's not my problem. Well, you sure as hell need to think long and hard about what you said. He did say that he is thinking about the tragedy that happened in Uvalde, Texas, as well as all the family and friends of the people, which I will give him that, you know, props for saying that. But to sit there and say we also need to worry about this tragedy and think about what happened, you know, a tragedy that happened a few years ago anyways, when we need to worry about this tragedy that happened in Texas right now. That just makes you sound like a complete idiot. Just saying. So to all you liberals out there that are sitting there and bashing conservatives because, you know, they're saying things like, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to these people. Just remember, your idiot of a former president, Barack Obama, decided to bring up a smaller tragedy that happened 2 years ago that wasn't anywhere near as bad as the tragedy that happened in Uvalde, Texas. Just remember that. Now that's pretty much all I gotta say for this video. I'm sure I probably pissed a lot of people off for making this video, and I'm sure this video is gonna receive a lot of hate comments or people saying things like, oh well, you know, he was just making a point about so and so, you know, yeah, he's right about this, which, I mean, whatever, you know, I don't consider those hateful comments. If that's really how you feel, whatever. But if you're going to sit there and say things like, oh, you're a personal piece of shit for saying what you said, you know, I hope you die, I hope this happens to you, I hope that happens to you. Remember, you're the same type of person that said that, you know, criminals don't deserve to die no matter what happens. You said that, not me. If anything, though, I will say this. To the person that killed that mass shooter that caused that mass shooting in Texas, you know, big props to that guy. From what I heard, he was an off-duty border patrol agent that had a kid that went to that school, as far as I heard anyways. So again, big props to that dude for taking action, you know. To the people that do like this video and you do agree with what I'm saying, you know, feel free to hit the like button and feel free to subscribe if you want to. I don't really post on this channel all the time, but, you know, still feel free to subscribe if you want. And that's all I gotta say. Y'all have a great day now. Peace.